What's going on, guys? This is Tony's Tech Talk. I completely forgot the name of it. Yeah, this is Tony's Tech Talk. I'm Tony Hannity's. And as I mentioned in the summary of this, I started off doing kind of a video every day in the month of April. It was basically a video blog, which also was kind of a daily tech talk, tech corner. And we are going to continue doing the alpha show with TWiT at the TWiT Studios. So don't think that we've completely ended it. We're just doing like 2 a month now, depending on scheduling and everything. But I want to keep up with my chops with hosting and giving my insight about particular stories that we may or may not cover on the Mobile Lounge or our very own LTG show, which I co-host with Sean Wilburn. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start off with the new Foursquare. So if you have never used Foursquare in your life, you've probably seen a sticker for it, or you know someone who uses it almost on a daily basis, like myself. And Foursquare kind of went down in history as the app that you check in with, and you are basically signaling to your friends and family, hey, this is where I am, and this is where I am now. And then after that, and then it grew into a social network of its own, and you had badges, and you had scores, and you could get more badges than your friends, and then it started to become quite kind of a recommendation engine. Now, and that was where there was a disconnect. With tens of millions of people using Foursquare, they were using it more so to check in and maybe find where their friends are, but not necessarily finding out where the best pizza is, or where a good place to find good jeans are. So Foursquare is now 5 years old. It's not really where they were back when they launched at South by Southwest. So to re-energize and reinvigorate themselves, they are essentially splitting their app into Foursquare and a new app called Swarm. Now, Swarm, they didn't. I don't think they mentioned if it's going to be on Android or iOS as well. All the demo videos that I've seen is iOS only at the moment, but I'm sure Android is going to be a part of that. And essentially, what Swarm is going to do is it's going to allow you to kind of find your friends. Find your friends where they are. Find your friends if they're nearby. And this is very similar to, well, Facebook's new feature on their mobile app, which is called Nearby Friends. So if your friends on Facebook have enabled this, your phone will buzz, blink, notify, and let you know that, hey, Billy, Bob, and Joe are nearby. And it would pop up with a map of your location and as well as where your friends are, and then you could message them, say, hey, I'm right around the corner, or whatever. I don't know if you've done that on Facebook or not. I've set mine on, and I have been by my friends this whole week, and all of my friends are on Facebook, and they probably didn't turn theirs on because I haven't been notified whatsoever. But so they're going to do that with Swarm, so that's going to be more of the social part of it. And then on Facebook, they're taking out the whole check-in thing, and they're going to have it to be more of a recommendation kind of engine where you can discover, recommend, and, well, find. And so if you're trying to find pizza, based off of your past recommendations, based off of what you've OnePlused or whatever, what you've liked versus disliked, it'll find the perfect pizza to your specifications. Whereas if you were to use Yelp and say, oh, I'm just looking for pizza, it will just find the best pizza place around and not necessarily catered to your, well, specifications. So in that, according to Foursquare, that's going to be a much better experience, and it's going to be a little less challenging and less confusing because Foursquare is solely going to be their recommendation app, and Swarm is going to be the more social aspect of it. Here's my issue. I think they should have did it the other way around, although maybe they feel that the recommendation and discovery is more important than finding out where your friends are, which I guess that makes sense because, like I demonstrated, not too many people have turned on Near My Friends on Facebook. But the whole Swarm thing, in the tech community, we're all going to download it. I mean, I'm going to find an iPhone to borrow so I can at least give it a shot if it doesn't come on Android first. But the overall population that has used Foursquare, they might not be aware that there is going to be a new app to check in or find nearby friends unless the Facebook app clearly states in big bold letters this whole check-in thing is going bye-bye. You need to move over to Swarm if you want to be more social and find out where your friends are and things like that. If they don't do any kind of very much in-your-face marketing or notification, then the everyday person that just checks in just to check in isn't going to know about it. So I don't know if this means that there's not going to be any kind of mailers anymore. All I know is I started using Foursquare back, like I said, when they first launched in 2009. So I started using them about 2010 when my friend checked into AT&T Park to watch a Giants game, and I thought it was pretty freaking cool because it said so-and-so checked in to Foursquare at AT&T Park with all these thousands of other people that have checked in. It's like, wow, that's really cool. Like you can actually, be a part of a group and a community, and I thought it was awesome. A lot of my friends on Facebook have noticed and noted and told me personally, stop checking in and sharing it to Facebook because we don't care where the hell that you are. But it's going to be interesting to see if the next couple of years for Foursquare takes hold of this and they actually move forward, where I guess right now they feel like they're being stagnated. So good luck to the Foursquare team. And for those people who don't know the history, the Foursquare team actually came from Google. Google bought a company, or rather an app called Dodgeball. And then those guys basically said, well, okay, we're not really digging what Google's trying to do with our app, what they're trying to have us create. So we're going to branch off again and create a whole new app called Foursquare. You see how there's all these lunchtime or recess game names. I don't know why they chose Swarm. I think Swarm kind of reminds me of, I don't know, zombies. Zombies swarming at you. So it's a little bit of a aggressive name. I don't know what they might call it. Red Rover. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, if we're calling it different lunchtime recess game names, I mean, Red Rover might be kind of cool because it is basically saying, "Come over here. I'm over here. Check it out." So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna download it because I'm all about location-based applications. I think they're really cool. I'm very much in the public eye. I don't really care if people see that I'm at a Best Buy versus a Starbucks. In a Victoria's Secret, I don't care. I'm shopping for my wife and getting her some new perfume. Yeah, we buy perfume. What? So yeah, we'll see. They mentioned that this would probably launch. Let's see when they said this would probably. Oh my God, this is a really long article. Good job, The Verge. Okay, so yeah, it'll probably launch in the next. Well, very, very soon. So if you go to swarm.com, I think it's swarm.com. Here, if you go to, it'll be in about a month or so. So yeah, if you go to swarmapp.com, that's SWARMAPP.com, you can put your email in there, and they will email you directly to let you know that the application is available to download. But I'm sure if you follow a bunch of people on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, you'll know it before you even receive the email. It might be interesting to see if they do any kind of invite where you have to. It's going to be kind of a closed beta, but we'll see. I know they have the infrastructure to support it. They've been around for long enough to be able to do that. So I don't know how this is going to affect other applications though. So I'm a big user of Instagram, and when I take a picture of something and I want to share it on Foursquare, I'm also effectively checking in on Foursquare. So it's kind of nice that Foursquare allows you to do that by default, but it's looking like you're not going to be able to check in through that Foursquare app. So hopefully they open up the API to other developers, to other applications, so Instagram, aka Facebook, can take advantage of Swarm, and you can say, hey, I'm here at the gym, or hey, I'm here at Starbucks, come drink my coffee. And we will find out more in a little bit. So that's it. Swarmapp.com. Take a look at it. Next up, The Amazon phone. Now, we've been talking about the Amazon phone for maybe about 3 months now. Well, not 3 months, like 3 weeks now. I mean, we've been talking about the Amazon phone forever. It's been in the news, in and out of the news. There's one time where HTC was possibly going to be doing this phone, and then no one was doing the phone. Then there's a whole Facebook phone thing. I mean, there's just so many different rumors up and down, left and right about the stupid Amazon phone. And it's looking like this particular model is a real phone. It's not just kind of fly-by-night idea. It's looking like we're actually seeing real hardware pictures of the upcoming phone. In terms of a name, we don't know if it's going to be called the Fire Phone or what. I think that's kind of stupid. I also don't really understand why Amazon needs a phone. They don't need a phone. I mean, for example, I have Verizon Wireless as my carrier, and as an agreement with Verizon Wireless, they already pre-install all these Amazon apps. Now, truth be told, I use 3 out of 5 of the apps. So yeah, I use their stuff. Don't get me wrong, but the fact of the matter is, their stuff is available on almost every single platform. They are platform agnostic, and the Kindle Fire, the tablet, is really more of a cash register for books and video and music, and I get it. But a phone, do you still need that cash register on a phone as well? I don't know. So it's going to come down to the features, the price, and obviously the specifications. And it's looking like it's going to be on AT&T solely, at least exclusively, maybe for a couple of months. I don't know. It might be on AT&T forever. For kind of like how the HTC first was. The Facebook phone was only on AT&T, at least here in the United States. So, Boy Genius Report, or BGR.com, once again, they've got the scoop. They found a what looks to be a definitive picture of the Amazon phone. So if you are watching live, and actually you can only do this live, or if you're watching after the fact, this is on BGR.com, but this is what the Amazon phone supposedly looks like. Now, in the front, supposedly, I'm going to say supposedly a lot here. In the front, supposedly, there's actually 4 infrared cameras in addition to the front-facing camera. In the back, you got the standard camera and micro USB. Rear, or rather, down-facing speakers, screwdriver, screws, and a bunch of BGR stickers everywhere. In fact, BGR is the #1 sponsor of the. No, I'm kidding. So, yeah. There were a lot of speculations as to what this phone is going to do, and we're still really unsure about what those front-facing cameras are. Like, why the hell do you need 4? Is it for the 3D, 4D effect, parallax effect? I mean, that's like 2 years too late. But for the Amazon title, to have an Amazon phone at a great price with an Amazon experience overlaid on top of Android, might be a good one. I'm not trying to dog them on it. I need someone to give me a solid reason why they should put all this R&D into a phone where, like I said, all their stuff is already agnostic on all the other platforms. And right now, I don't know, like, how many people have a Kindle Fire with an iPhone or Android. I don't know how many of them would say, I would love to have an Android Amazon phone because I have an Android Amazon tablet. I don't hear that from people. But hey, prove me wrong, Amazon. Prove me wrong. So yeah, I mean, this is just, I don't know if this is a true mock-up, but BGR has been on top of this for the last 3 weeks. So also, it looks as though there's going to be a feature called Prime Data. AT&T revealed about a month or so ago that they would allow companies to be sponsors of your data. So if you were to take into account like how much that you use Netflix, so Netflix would essentially pay for your data when you use Netflix over AT&T's 4G, and you would be paying Netflix your standard $7.99, or maybe you would have to pay an extra $1. But then you would be able to watch Netflix without having to worry about a hotspot or a Wi-Fi connection whatsoever. Now, I'm just using Netflix as an example. Netflix has not signed any kind of agreement with AT&T, so do not go to AT&T and say, I want to have the Netflix deal. That does not exist. I don't know of any company who has actually signed up for this, but that's essentially what is happening. Companies are sponsoring your use of the data connection as long as you're connecting or using their service. So Amazon is going to use something called Prime Data, which we're still a little we still don't really understand what Prime Data means, but it could mean that if you're using Amazon's Audible.com or doing Amazon's Prime Video, I don't know I forget what app uses video Prime. I know it's not on Android, might be on iOS, but essentially any Amazon product or application that you're using, they would be paying for that data transfer, and so you could use it forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So yeah, this was the prototype that we saw, and let's see here if we have any additional specifications. All right, 4.7-inch display, 720p, so not full HD, Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 processor, quad-core, 2 gigs of RAM, and like I mentioned, 6 individual cameras, and the 4 of those modulars are going to be in the front. With Google's Android, probably, I want to say KitKat, but it might only be Jelly Bean at this point. And it's going to have like that kind of novelty 3D effect. So yeah, those, you already pretty much knew about those kind of features. But yeah, this picture, like I showed you earlier, it is a mock-up, but it looks to be a prototype mock-up of what is out there in the wild. And from what we have seen from VGR in the past pictures of those kind of like Mr. Blurry Cam pictures, this is it. So yeah, Amazon proved me wrong. Proved to me that you need a phone out there in the wild that has got your markup on it. And hey, good luck to you. Last thing we want to talk about is Snapchat. Now, I don't personally use Snapchat. I still don't get the idea of Snapchat, except for the whole joke about Snapchat that you're using it to, well, let's just say, record visuals of something that you don't mind being deleted, or being able to message something in text that you don't mind being deleted. We're not here to talk about the privacy of it. We're not here to talk about that they actually store it on their data center just for a little bit. We're here to talk about an update. So Snapchat has updated their app, and you can now text, regular SMS text through Snapchat, as well as do video text. And so if you Snapchat another Snapchat user, that just seems like, hey, Snapchat me. It just seems weird. Just text me. Message me. Snapchat me. I don't know, this is weird. I guess you could Facebook me? Just Google Talk me? I don't know. Sorry, I'm rambling. So if you Snapchat another Snapchat user, and you just place your finger on the screen, right away it's an instant video chat. And so when you place your finger on the screen, the recipients, right away see you. If they want to reciprocate the video chat, they also have to hit the screen, and then you can see them. And as long as your finger is on the screen, you will have a constant video chat. You let go, the video goes away. If you raise your finger up to the top or toward the top, they're going to see you. If you raise your finger toward the bottom, the camera is going to flip, and they're going to see whatever is on the other side of the camera. So if you're looking at your shoes, you're looking at your feet, and you accidentally drag your finger down to the bottom, they're going to just see your feet for a second or so. Not a big deal unless you have gnarly feet, which I don't, but I have some gnarly socks, so that's still going to be just as embarrassing. This is cool. This is just the next evolution of Snapchat. So maybe the whole thing where they said no to $3 billion that was offered to them by Facebook last year, maybe this is going to be why, because they had this in the pipeline. They had this in the working. So yeah, if you're a Snapchat user, go ahead and download this free update. You also get a bunch of emojis and everything. And this could cause a lot of problems. This could cause a lot of headaches and heartaches as well too. But hey, you already knew that when you're getting into Snapchat. So aside from the whole joke of the whole sexting and everything, I know there are some viable reasons to use Snapchat, especially in areas of the world that you don't want to have a history of your conversation, because you might get in trouble, not from your parents, but from the government. So with that being said, I still personally don't think I would ever use it. But if you do use it and if you do like it, Godspeed and good luck to you. So, yeah, this is available on both Android and iOS. We still don't have any word if it's ever going to be available on any other mobile platform, but fingers crossed for Windows Phone. So that's pretty much it. That was the first episode of my Tony's Tech Talk. I was going to call it the Tony's Tech Corner, but I like the alliteration, or TTT, or Triple T, or T cubed. Does that work? No, because cubed is, or it does work. What is cubed? Is cubed 6? Because a cube has 6 sides. What would T3 be? Terminator 3? I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I might continue on with this. I might not. Let me know in the comments here on the YouTube channel. Let me know in the comments of the Google Hangouts that's live right now. Let me know in the comments on Google+. Or you could hit me up directly on Twitter at LTGTony. I might change that because I'm being a little bit more like widespread and not just solely doing Lazy Tech Guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. Thank you very much. And I had a sign-off sound, so here it is. Bye-bye.